Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lotta, and today we are going to take a look at this pile of cards right here. I showed them in a recent video amongst other triggers, and I decided to give them their own video because I think they deserve it. Those are Lenormand cards, that's what they're called. I have 37 of them. Usually there are 36, but I've got an extra one. And those cards were made by me a little while ago when I started reading about card reading. That being said, I will not actually try and read them because I know way too little about card reading, and I don't think that card reading on YouTube just like this can be that accurate. So I will just show them to you and explain their meaning. Alright. Here I have paper with their meanings, and I'm just going to go through this pile and explain them to you. So, the first card that we have here is an anchor. That being said, all the names on the cards are in German, so I'm just going to translate them for you. The anchor is card number 35, right here at the bottom. And with those cards, as it is with a lot of card sets, they can mean different things depending on the context they're in. But this one stands for work, for your profession, for your job, but also for diligence, for making a decision, and for supporting one another in a relationship. So, the next one is the bonus card that is not always included. It is an owl with a green background and big orange eyes. The owl, because of that, is card 37. It stands for wisdom, but also for using your own knowledge and for sitting back and just observing the things that are happening around you. And I recently learned a little fun fact about owls. In myths, on cards, and in fairy tales, they're often the wise animal that you go to for advice with a lot of knowledge. But in real life, owls are actually supposed to be nice, but also kind of stupid, which I think is very adorable. So, the next card is a beautiful white lily, and the lily means harmony, sexuality and intimacy, but also family. And I know that in some contexts, lilies can also be the flower of death, especially white lilies. But for the Lenormand set of cards, I don't think that is actually what the lily means. But I'm sure there are ways to interpret the lily differently. So, the next one is a ship. And the ship is number 3 here at the top, which you can't see. The ship is the card for journey and for traveling, but also for distances and for change of circumstances. And in some contexts, the ship can also mean to let the things happen and just let them come to you without actively intervening. And a little fun fact, the ship was kind of hard to draw actually. I'm not that skilled at drawing. Next one is a flower bouquet, and one of my favorite cards because it's so colorful. The flower bouquet is card number 9, and it means present or a gift. It means invitation. It means hope. It means feeling content. But it also means creativity and variety. I think there are, for most cards, a meaning that you first think of when you see the card. And with the flower bouquet, creativity is not that meaning. I would think of, yes, a gift at first. But I think that creativity and hope are meanings you wouldn't at first connect to a flower bouquet. Next one. The next one is a tree, which I actually drew with acrylic paint, so it has a little rough surface. And the tree is card number 5. It means health and life, and in certain contexts it can mean that whatever it is you're asking for or you're asking will take some time or will take a lifetime. So I think the tree can be interpreted in good ways, but also in bad ways, depending on what context you see it in. Then the next card is in German called the Dame, which I think would be translated to lady or queen in English. And it has a very simple meaning. It is card number 29, and depending on who's asking, it can either mean the one who's asking or the person of desire. So either it's you or your significant other, depending on your gender. And those cards aren't very inclusive. There's also a king, which we'll get to later, but nothing else. So yeah. Oh yeah, here we have the king. He's called Herr in German, which I would translate with the king, but maybe we could also say sir, Mr. Yeah, it's the opposite of this one. So if you're a guy, this would be you, and this would be your significant other. Sexuality and gender is not very represented in this one. And if you are a woman, this would be you, and this would be your significant other. I don't really know how you would include that in different contexts. If you maybe get only one of those, I don't really know. I might have to read into that a little bit more. So, the next one is a snake that looks more like a worm. And the snake is card number 7. The snake does not mean poison. The snake means entangledness, cunningness, but also intelligence. And fitting the meaning of the snake in the Bible, it means seduction. But it can also mean, well, the German word is Umwege. I don't know the translation right now, but Umwege, and Umweg is when you don't take the direct route, but instead you take a path that takes a little longer, but ultimately arrives at the same spot. So maybe it could mean that whatever you won't get it right away. It'll take you a bit longer, and it'll be a bit more complicated to get there. Yeah. This is a coffin. Oh, it's actually right below that, card number 8. And the coffin doesn't have a very positive meaning. The coffin stands for the end, for sickness, for goodbye, and for letting someone go. So I think even though death is never a good thing, you could also interpret it in maybe a more hopeful way, as in the person you recently lost wants you to let go, maybe something like that, or you are now ready to let that person go. Yeah. Then we have a heart. The heart is card number 24, and I wanted to be a little quirky. I did not want to draw just a regular heart, so I drew one that is kind of anatomically correct. And the heart means love, it means luck, it means partnership, it means feelings, and it also means to put your heart into something, to really root for something, to, I don't know, put all of your strength into something and really wanting to achieve something. So I think you could either interpret the meaning of this card in the typical love way, or maybe if someone wants to achieve something, I don't know, maybe professionally, wants to get promoted, that they really have to put their heart into that. Now, the next one is a very cute one. We have mice on a block of cheese. The mice are card number 23, and in German there's a kind of expression that means something's nagging at you. I don't really know right now if there's an equivalent to that in English, but since mice are just like nibbling at their food, and this means something's nibbling at you, something's upsetting you, and there's something really small but really grave at the same time that's bothering you deeply. And they don't really have a positive meaning. They're cute, but they're pretty bad. The mice also mean loss, they mean theft. They also mean that something is going away, something is being taken away from you, something you wanted to do did not go well and you did not succeed. So they mean loss in both the physical sense, I'm taking something from you, and in the emotional sense, I'm losing a game. So maybe if you have the heart and the mice next to each other, it could mean that there's something you really put your heart into, but you're going to lose it anyway. That is a very sad meaning. Put that to the other side. A house. The house is number 4. And the house means stability, family. It means a house. It also means authority. And it also means things are staying the same way. Just like a house always stays in the same spot. It never moves. It never goes anywhere. This card can mean that something in your life is very, very unmovable, but also in a good way. So something is consistent, something is not changing. Yeah. Oh, then we have the key, which is number 33. And the key means safety. It means the key to success. Or just generally something is going to be achieved. You're going to achieve something. Or something is for sure going to happen. I think that's a good meaning. And also, I think there are different meanings of safety. So I think the safety in this one is that something you want, something you have is guaranteed. Yes. Oh. I actually don't know that word in English. I think it's rod or cane. Naughty children get a rod or a cane from St. Nikolaus. And this is number 11. It means fighting, a fight. It means a discussion, but it also means communication. It means talking to someone or talking with someone. And it means, having a fight with somebody. Either physically or verbally, but I think this card goes more into the verbal direction. So a verbal fight with someone, a discussion with someone, or just a talk that you have with someone. Yeah. Then, very cute one. We have the fox. And the fox is right here, number 14. The fox does not have a very positive meaning. Again, same with the mice. The fox means fraud and scam. It means lies. It means dishonesty. It means falseness. It can also mean that you're lying to yourself, which is Selbstbetrug. So Betrug, Selbstbetrug, fraud, and lying to yourself. It can mean having a negative outlook on life. And it can mean that whatever you desire or whatever you're asking for is not going to happen, or it's the wrong timing right now. Yes. Oh, yes. The child. No, this is not Baby Yoda. This is the child. The child is number 30, and it does mean child. It also means a new beginning, like the beginning of life, a new beginning. It means innocence, it means being curious, it means being carefree, and it also means small in the context of whatever is happening is only a small amount of time away, so soon. Yeah, small, soon, pure. Yes. Then we have the book. The book is card number 26. It means a secret. It means being closed in the emotional way of not letting anything get to you. It means something unknown, and it can also mean studying or education. So I think depending if you read the book as closed or as open, it can mean both things. So in this way it would be education or studying, but in this sense it would mean a secret, something unknown, or not letting anything get to you because you're closed off. Yeah, I think that's a really interesting play with the ways a book can look. Then we have the cross, which is card number 36. It means fate. It means something heavy laying on your shoulders. Something is weighing you down. Something is bothering you. And it can also mean karma. So if you've done something bad and you get this one, it could mean that karma is not very far away. And I think a lot of people see the cross as connected to death, because that's when we usually see it, Jesus and the cross, a cross on graves. But yeah, this is a completely different meaning. And I remember that when I made those cards, I was very surprised by how not death related this one was. Actually, I don't think there's anyone except for the coffin that is directly related to death. Alright. This is by far the ugliest card of them all. This is the horseback rider. It's number 1. And this one means good news. Because, usually people on horses used to bring news. It can also mean that something is beginning to move, something is beginning to change, and there's a beginning or a new beginning. So you get a chance to start or to start again. Yes. When I was younger, I was kind of a horse girl at some point. I was never allowed to learn horseback riding. But I always wanted to, and I used to collect horse cards. But that's a story for a different time. Then we got the sun. The sun is number 31. It means warmth, it means energy, it means creativity, and the last one, Lebenskraft. I would translate that to power of life, or the power to live your life. So maybe if you know someone that's sick and you get this card, it could mean that they will recover because they have the will to live. Yes. Right. Oh. The clover. But the clover is card number 2, and it means luck, It means that whatever you're doing, you're going to succeed at it. And it means that you don't need to worry about anything, or you don't need to worry about whatever you're worrying about. And I added a word here which says short. I think in regards to how durable this meaning of the card is, so I think that the clover, the luck it brings, is rather short. So I think those words I am sometimes added at the end just mean when or for how long this is going to happen. Right. Next one, the ring with a little diamond. And the ring is card number 25. The ring means partnership and relationship. It means marriage. But it also means agreements or contracts. And it also stands for a cycle, so something is repeating itself, something will start from the beginning, something is cycling. Yeah. Then we got the park, again with acrylic paint, and one of my favorite motifs. It is card number 20, and it means being in public or just the public. It means having people watching you, so like an audience. It can also mean customers. It can mean a meeting, referring to an official meeting, for example. Or it can mean that something is becoming visible, something is being discovered. Then the next card, the clouds. The clouds are number 6, and they mean something is clouded and not visible at first. Something difficult, but they can also mean that you don't have the right perspective, or you have a perspective that is not sufficient for what you're trying to see. And they also stand for fog, so something is foggy, something is not visible at the moment. They don't actually mean anything dream related. We got the dog, another very ugly one. I remember that the puppy I used as a reference was actually a little puppy, and now he looks like an old dog, but nevertheless he looks cute. The dog is card number 80, and it means loyalty, it means friendship, it also means something solid, or a solid relationship, not only in the relationship and partnership and marriage way, but also maybe a friendship, and it's very durable, so this one is gonna last for a very long time. I could imagine this being used in the context of asking if the friendship is gonna last long, and this card would reassure you that yes, it will last long. Now then we have the path or the road, which is card number 22. It means making a decision, it means having a choice, and it means having multiple opportunities. Yeah. That's why I also drew this dividing, because you have to decide. But I think the path on one hand side can mean you have to take a decision, and on the other hand side it can mean you have the opportunity to do either this or that. So on one hand side forced decision, on the other hand side possible decision. Yeah. Then, the bear. I'm not good at drawing animals. The bear is card number 15, and it means boss. So, yeah, your boss at work. It means stubbornness. It means strength and power. It means possession of an item, not a demon possessing you. And it also stands for an older or an official person, so a person maybe like a CEO or a person who holds power. Yeah. Then we got the mountains, one of my favorite cards. And this is card number 21. It means something is blocking you or your way. It means there's something in your way. But it can also mean that something internal, something emotional is holding you back. And it can also mean being frustrated. And this card says nicht zur Zeit, which means not now, but in the future or in your past, but not at the moment. Then we got the tower. This is card number 19, and it means an office or an authority. It can also mean loneliness or breaking up with someone, having to let someone go again. It says Trennung. A Trennung can be from another person, so breaking up with someone, but it can also mean Trennung from something material, so you have to give up your house, you have to give up your old phone, you have to give up a stuffed animal, anything like that. Then we have the letter. The letter is card number 27. It means a message, an email, something important, someone important calling you. But it also means being superficial. And yes, it says kurzfristig, which means it's gonna happen in the future, in the close future, but it's also not gonna last very long. So only for a short amount of time in your future. Then we got the moon, which is silver and shiny. The moon is card number 32, right after the sun, and it means it is the mirror to your soul. So I think if you got this with some other cards in context, it would mean that this moon together with the other cards is the mirror of your soul. It means feelings and being intuitive. It can also mean something psychical, so your psyche. It can also mean being famous and, honorable. It can mean honor, or just being recognized and, perhaps even looked up to by society, which is very two-faced meaning, because on one hand side means people are looking up to you, and on the other hand side it means this is the mirror to your soul, which doesn't sound so different, but on one hand side it is how you're feeling, and on the other hand side it's how other people are feeling about you. Then we got the Stark. Very beautiful. I think this is the only animal card I really nailed. The Stark is card number 17, and it means change. Something's changing. You are taking a journey, going on a journey. Maybe you're moving. Maybe you're switching jobs. And it also means being flexible, not being always in your lane. Also, maybe moving around a little bit, trying different things. Oh, then we got the stars. I try to draw as many as possible. And the stars are card number 16. They mean that something is very clear. You can clearly see something. They also mean there's a light switching in your head, so suddenly you can see something. They also mean spirituality. They also mean just, maybe being a little intuitive. And they also stand for great luck. I think they're one of my favorite cards meaning-wise. Oh, then we got the Scythe, which is card number 10. And it's actually not related to death as well. It means danger. It means something is happening without you expecting it. So it says unerwartete Entwicklung, so something's changing, something's happening without anticipation. It can also mean what is happening right now, so where you are at right now. It can mean being scared. In German the word is Schreck, which is Schreck is if something is happening so suddenly that you just, jump because you didn't anticipate it and you got scared for a second. So maybe something that looks graver than it is. And here it says plötzlich. So again, something is happening without you anticipating it. Something is happening just at any given time, just boom, there it is. Only 2 cards left. I actually don't know which ones we didn't see yet. So, the fish. They actually look a little like sharks, except for the fin. The fish are card number 34, and they stand for finances. They stand for possession, again, of material things. And they also mean that there are forces working and having an impact on you, in your subconscious mind. So something's happening subconsciously, or something from the outside is affecting you on the inside. So here it says also negative, for example, alcohol. So maybe if you have a problem with alcohol and you get this one, the fish know it. The fish know everything about you. You can't fool the fish. And the next one, I have a little story about this one. This is a sparrow. It's a pirol, which is a type of sparrow. I think the English title is Oriole, but I'm just going to call him a sparrow. He is card number 12, and he means moving, so physically moving houses. He means being nervous. He's the opposite of being calm, so being nervous, being excited, and but not necessarily in a good way, just being excited and nervous. And I have a little story about that one, which is related to the owl. Because where I read about the cards, it said that in some decks there's the sparrow, and in others there's the owl. But because their meanings were so different, I decided to just add them both and that is why I have 37 cards instead of 36. Alright, so this was my little video about my cards. I hope that you were able to enjoy it. Maybe you learned a little bit about card reading, even though I doubt that, or about this particular deck of cards. Again, I will probably not make a video where I try to read those cards, because I don't want to get anything wrong. But if you are interested in learning more about them, I'm sure you can Google something, and maybe I can try and read them for fun someday. We'll have to see. For now, I wish you a very good night, and I hope that you fall asleep rather quickly. Maybe my video was able to help you fall asleep for tonight. That would be great. And I will see you in my next video.